So today you're going to be listening to chapter 11, and I think there's only going to be 2 words that you're not going to be familiar with in this chapter. The first word is crowed, and it simply refers to the noise that a crow makes, and the person crows a few words, and he just says them really loudly, proclaiming what he's saying. So loudly. The next word that you'll need help with is salvation. And salvation is like saving someone from ruin or from something that was disastrous. Salvation. Enjoy this chapter.
Hi, Ms. Bembridge's class. My name is Helen. I'm going to be reading chapter 11 of your book today. Here we go. Edward ended up at the dump. He lay on top of orange peels, coffee grounds, rancid bacon, and rubber tires. That first night, he was at the top of the garbage heap, and so he was able to look up at the stars and find comfort in their light. In the morning, a short man came climbing through the trash and rubble. He stopped when he was standing on top of the highest pile. He put his hands under his armpits, and he flapped his elbows. The man crowed loudly. He shouted, "Who am I? I'm Ernest. Ernest, who is king of the world. How can I be king of the world? Because I am king of garbages, and garbages is what the world is made of. Ha ha ha! Therefore I am Ernest, Ernest who is king of the world." He crowed again. Edward was inclined to agree with Ernest's assessment of the world being made of garbage, especially after his second day at the dump, when a load of trash was deposited directly on top of him. He lay there, buried alive. He could not see the sky. He could not see the stars. He could see nothing. What kept Edward going, what gave him hope, was thinking of how he would find Lolly and exact his revenge. He would pick her up by the ears. He would bury her under a mountain of trash. But after almost 40 days and nights had passed, the weight and the smell of the garbage above and below him clouded Edward's thoughts, and soon he gave up thinking about revenge and gave into despair. It was worse. Much worse than being buried at sea. It was worse because Edward was a different rabbit now. He couldn't say how he was different. He just knew that he was. He remembered again Pellegrina's story about the princess who had loved nobody. The witch had turned her into a warthog because she loved nobody. He understood that now. He heard Pellegrina say, "You disappoint me." "Why?" he asked her. "Why do I disappoint you?" But he knew the answer to that question too. It was because he had not loved Aveline enough, and now she was gone from him, and he'd never be able to make it right. And Nellie and Lawrence were gone too. He missed them terribly. He wanted to be with them. The rabbit wondered if that was love. Day after day passed, and Edward was aware of time passing only because every morning he could hear Ernst performing his dawn ritual, cackling and crowing about being king of the world. On his 180th day at the dump, salvation arrived for Edward in the most unusual form. The garbage around him shifted, and the rabbit heard sneezing and the panting of a dog. Then came the frenzied sound of digging. The garbage shifted again, and suddenly, miraculously, the beautiful buttery light of the late afternoon shone on Edward's face. Thanks, guys.
I hope you've enjoyed the latest chapter in the Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane by Kate DiCamillo. Click on the links in the description of this video to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Y2K Teacher, HRCE, or to check out my website with more exciting resources. These chapters have been read to you by members of the Bedford, Nova Scotia community. These community members have been brought together through the Talk Bedford Facebook group.